If you take a look at recent developments based around Instagram, you don't need to be an expert to understand that things might be on a downward path for the platform right now. In fact, a lot of users, especially the young users who tend to be the driving force behind social media changes, switch over to TikTok, a fairly new but emerging platform in the game. And these people, namely the young people, is exactly what they're trying to go after. And by them, I mean Instagram. So what happened? If you've been new here around the channel, first of all, you should subscribe. Second of all, you probably heard the name Jane M. Wong a few times already, because she actually does a lot of interesting and great things, especially smart things. I would never know how to do these things. But mainly what she found out is that Instagram is currently trying to test out a new feature where they basically take over and copy the thing that sets TikTok apart and copy it over to Instagram, namely taking parts of stories, cutting them together in a creative way and along with some music bits and stuff like that. And they're calling it clips. Now, of course, if you haven't slept behind a couch or whatever in the last few years, you probably noticed that it's not the first time Instagram has ever done such thing. If you remember, back in 2016, Instagram took a feature over from a also fairly new and emerging platform at that time called Snapchat. And they had this new feature called the story feature. Basically, you know what it is. They basically took it over and copied it over to Instagram, making it, in my opinion, right now in 2019, the most important feature of the Instagram platform itself. So a few questions as to why they're doing that. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's not news to them that they're kind of like on a downwards path, especially with young users. They kind of know that things are not going as they should. And I'm actually pretty sure that they're well aware that slowly things are taking Facebook's turn, namely mostly young users abandoning the platform for new and emerging things. Of course, Instagram's trying to do some things to stop this whole thing from happening, because I'm sure they don't want to have a second Facebook, a second MySpace, whatever, happening to the whole platform. And the big question here, my friends, is can they stop this thing from happening, actually, like they did with Snapchat? Because back in the days, a few years ago, it actually seemed to work out for them pretty well. Now, let's take a look at Snapchat stats from back in the days, from 2016, to actually see what's going on. And Instagram launched its story feature, I believe, I think it was August 2016. And as you can see, it pretty much correlates. And you can pretty much see that Instagram was a driving factor behind Snapchat's decline of growth and actually kind of Snapchat's demise. And, guess what happened when Instagram just started to copy the feature? Is that coincidence? Maybe. Probably not, though. Just for the sake of this video, let's try to compare these two things from right now and back in the days what happened to Snapchat. In Q3 2016, Snapchat had around 153 million daily users, right? Sounds like a lot. Still, it's kind of new and emerging in the whole social media world. And if you compare that to TikTok right now, let me just check the numbers, because it was kind of hard to get the numbers right. But right now, TikTok averages at around 145 million daily users. So they're basically around the same level that Snapchat was back in 2016, right before they launched, before Instagram launched their story feature. Pretty interesting, right? Now, can we take this whole example and say, okay, this is at a point right now when Instagram starts to implement this, and right now they're even bigger than they were back in 2016. So it's like a surefire way of knowing that things are going to be replicated, meaning TikTok's gonna, stop growing, whatever. Of course not, my friends, because it's social media, because it's 2019, almost 2020 actually, and things that were true yesterday actually are probably not true tomorrow anymore. You know what I mean? Because things are happening so fast. There's lots of different factors behind these things, but still, it's really interesting to see that Instagram's just trying to stop this whole thing from happening, and they're trying to build some sort of monopoly, if you ask me. Just things like that. And in a way, it shows me that they're well aware of this whole thing, what's happening right now, and it might be also a driving factor of why the original CEOs of Instagram left the ship. Now, if you look at TikTok stats right now, it's really interesting to see that right now, the platform has the most downloads across the app stores, more than YouTube more than Instagram, more than Snapchat, of course, and stuff like that, which is somewhat of an interesting indicator of, you know, what's happening, the whole trends going towards and stuff like this. Personally, I see huge opportunities right now in the platform TikTok itself. Of course, it's going to evolve like every platform does. Of course, I think it's going to evolve from just being this young kids thing. In fact, I uploaded a few videos, and guess what? I had, right now I have, with this one video, I have almost 60,000 views. Which, you know, it's TikTok, but still, it's just trying out some things, and you can see it has massive opportunities to grow. Now, in terms of the general direction of Instagram marketing, where things are leading right now, it's really interesting for me because I did a lot of thinking, I did a lot of validating things, I did a lot of testing, and I think it's safe to say that right now we're pretty much at a breaking point in terms of Instagram marketing. And, you know, if you think about it, this whole thing kind of has lost its initial glow, you know, if you will, the honeymoon phase, the honeymoon period. And I'm sure a lot of creators are going to jump off that shit because, you know, things are just not going as easy as they used to anymore. And here's the thing, my friends, that a lot of people actually tend to forget. Right now, this breaking point that we're about to witness, or that we're witnessing at this very moment, is actually the biggest chance that you can have right now on the platform. Because it's your time to shine, if you will. You know, it's your time to stand out. It's your time to go the extra mile and, you know, to treat this whole thing as a business, long-term thing. To stop with these weird, wishy-washy growth methods. Basically, just view it as your YouTube 2.0, where organic things and real things are the things that actually, you know, persist. And I'm calling it right now. I think there's still a bright future for everybody who's on the platform, for those who persist. Anyway, if you want to know how you can make this whole thing your time to shine on Instagram or on social media with your personal brand, I've got two things for you to announce actually here. First of all, we have a few new spots open for my mentorship program. Basically a program where I just take you by your hand one-on-one and pull you through whatever is necessary to make this thing work for you, to make your personal brand work for you. We're talking about audience development, of course. We're talking about, you know, how to monetize these things, of course. There's different phases. I'm going to be here for you for a long time, actually. So there's a few spots available right now. Just click the link down below in the description and fill out the application. And second of all, and I kind of didn't want to do this whole thing for the longest of time, but I think now it's more important than ever. You know, I'm currently planning a Instagram academy, basically mentorship, just focused on Instagram, where we talk about everything, you know, everything there is to know about the platform, basically all my knowledge, you know, to make you grow as fast as possible, to grow sustainable as possible, talking about everything based around Instagram, how to use this thing, how to grow, how to sustainably grow. You know, all of these things to, of course, making a business model around your Instagram page, becoming an influencer, and, you know, actually ways to monetize this whole thing the right way, to, you know, make it last for you, to make it something really sustainable for you, even after Instagram is gone, actually, because that's really important and a lot of people forget that. And like I said, right now we're just at the planning stages of this whole thing from happening, but still, if you're interested in that, just let me know. You know, for all my mentorship students who might be asking right now, yes, of course, my friends, you will get first early access to it for no additional cost. And, you know, if you're interested in something like that, down below is a link to join the waiting list. There's some benefits, of course, once this whole thing opens up, if you join the waiting list right now. And other than that, my name is Dominik. This was some fairly short video based around very important Instagram changes, in my opinion, at least to see what's up in the platform. Other than that, we're talking about the shadow ban in a few days, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to come back, make sure to witness what I have to say about the latest developments based around the whole Instagram shadow ban, your trust score, and stuff like that. I actually figured out some interesting things. Anyway, my name is Dominik. You know, the live stream, by the way, it was a hell of a lot of fun. I tell you how it is. And we're gonna do that weekly now, I guess. So make sure to drop and stop by in the live stream, probably at the end of this week, at the end of every week, depending on when you watch. And, you know, if you're interested in all the other things that I say here in my channel, my name is Dominik. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you down below. Yeah, I see you down below whenever that is and wherever that is. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.